All interviews are not created equal. Like I've been telling y'all this for years, man, whether on one platform or another, but all interviews are not created equal, man. Like I'm actually excited about this one. I know we got to sometimes sit here and say we excited about bringing this brother on and we excited about this sister being on the broadcast, and we really don't care. We just doing it out of obligation or because we get paid to do it and things of that nature. But I'm really excited about this one, man. I started doing dumb stuff like hitting record and not starting stuff and not hitting record. So it's an honor to talk to certain people, man. And I'm honored to talk to this brother. Experiment with a new camera angle here. Y'all forgive me because I promise you right after this one, even though we got this nice ambiance here, we're gonna end up changing it, going right back to the same format. Yeah, I like the camera better in front of me and everything. And I got about 5 of them on me right now and everything. So I think it's cool for maybe like 1 or 2 broadcasts. But we're gonna do it a little different next time. None of that is important at the moment because we got a very special guest on here tonight and everything. And I know I'm clowning, man, but Jen and Toya was well aware of that, so they should not have had me doing these interviews if they expected something different. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bam Guy. Officially let me see if we can bring him on here. Do I have him? There we go. We got Cedric Bellamy. Legacy City is in the building. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm blessed. What's going on with you, sir?
About the same here. Blessed always, man. We I just got to say it like this, man. We've seen God work things out, and we waited on God to work things out, man. I'm at the point in my life now where God is starting to work out stuff that I didn't even realize was a problem yet.
Bro, listen, bro. And I heard somebody say God removed people from your life because he heard a conversation about you that you didn't hear.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I know people that fell out to the wayside, but I ain't tripping, man. I'm to that same age, brother. So I'm just like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Mr. Bellamy, yes. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm Cedric Legacy City Bellamy, founder and CEO of Street Legend Production LLC, as well as Street Legend Nation, where we're the home of the independent artists and the movement is deeper than the music. So that's who I am in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? The voice for the voiceless.
That was dope, man. That was actually that's why I had you do it, because you did a lot better job than I did. Like, why are you on my broadcast? Why am I not on yours?
Look, hey, I've been practicing for this moment right here. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, man. Gotta bring my A game to everybody, man. You never know. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I bring my A game to everybody. You feel me?
Absolutely. So you're based out of
San Antonio, Texas, man. We out here in San Antonio 210. Out here, home of the Spurs. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
They're what they're known for. But originally, I'm from Columbus, Georgia. Military vet, retired, and the military brought me to San Antonio. So I just had to make this house my home.
That was actually one of my next questions and everything. So, you were military or family member?
Nah, me. I was 11 Bravo for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Infantryman. I was on the front line. You know what I'm saying? Joined in 2005. And I went to 2015. I had my daughter at 30. I was a late bloomer. You know, they look at you funny when you have a baby late in this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had my daughter at 30, man. She was premature. Germany had a facilities for her, so they sent us to San Antonio because all the medical schools and medical centers here, and for far as military. So this is where God sent me, and so I went to work here. You know what I mean? Just went to work here and refused to work for anybody else. After 10 years, I lost my whole decade in my 20s. I was in Iraq or Afghanistan the whole time. And no birthdays, no anniversaries, no Kwanzaa, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I was
gotcha.
Like, so at 30, I made a decision, sink or drown.
You know, it's interesting though, man. Like, and I actually seen this. I don't know if this was the same for you, but I've been recruited to join the military, and I've seen recruitment videos like on television. Like I'm sitting here watching the Marines try to recruit people on TV, and they're telling these people like 9-10 states over the same stuff they was telling me. Like I remember saying I was a DJ. Like that's where I made most of my money in hip hop, man. So
definitely.
I was DJing. So when I get approached by some recruiters, I tell them, my thing is hip hop. You know what they told me?
What's that?
Well, Shaggy was a Marine. Here it is 5-6 years later, and I'm watching a broadcast where they're recruiting dudes to join the Marines, and that was the same line they told somebody else, man. I was like, y'all could at least switched it up after 5 years.
Yeah, man. But I can say for the Army, they got jobs like that though.
Right.
I learned late after I was deep in my career, but they have jobs for audio engineering, production, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But coming from where I'm come from where I was just looking for a way out. And when I say a way out to what I wanted to do, I actually joined the Army for studio equipment. I'm like, yo, I'm going here, get my little stuff, get my studio. 4 years turned to 8 years, 8 years turned to 10. It was just like, I'm 30. Kind of catch up, man. We gotta do something different.
Gotcha. It's something lovely about that boss thing, man, though. Because anybody knows me knows I like anybody that got like CEO or boss attached to their name and stuff like that. I enjoy the freedom of knowing that I can go do something that I want to do when I feel like doing it.
Yeah, man. It's I mean, but getting there, I think getting there was like, I ain't gonna say it was easy, but it's easier than maintaining. You know what I'm saying? Cause when you up there, you know what I'm saying? People come and go. You never know who a Judas is until you, I guess, entangle with them. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll realize people ain't loyal to you, they loyal to your platform, especially bringing this type of traffic that we bring. And it's just a lot of lessons that, you know, I had to learn in this lifestyle that I didn't learn in the military. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in the military, we all at war. So regardless of how I feel about you, black, white, avatar, Smurf, our goal is to bring each other home. You know what I'm saying? Racist, non-racist, class, non-class. The goal is to bring each other home. Here's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little different. So me learning how to, you know, fight in this arena and survive and build my own coliseum was just was an uphill battle within itself, because it started with me first, believing that I can do it or not believing that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So everything is impossible until you make it possible.
Street legend. Give me that to me one more time. Street legend.
It's street legend. As it's like religion without the re. It's just street legend. You know what I'm saying?
Word. And that now the thing about it too though is like you're from an area and moved to an area that a lot of times we don't really associate with hip hop. Like we think about hip hop in Texas, we start thinking Houston sometimes, things of that nature. We think about stuff in Georgia, we think about Atlanta and things of that nature. So what were your challenges as far as like you know, just finding avenues at least to even get what you got going started?
Well, this is the difference, man. Like I told my there's a lot of great talent in here in San Antonio, Texas. Like I can't lie. Like for me not being around here, there's a lot of people that don't have a Houston sound. They got their own sound. And on top of that, the melting pot with the military mix in with it as well. You know, it just, like you said, people ain't looking for it. You know what I'm saying? They kind of ignore it. You know, it's like that hot track you keep skipping. Then like a month or two later, you like that track with fire. That's how San Antonio is on a lot of levels. For as me in hip hop and just in general, my my competition is not the other rappers or hip hop. I'm not gonna go find nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I spent my life finding stuff. I'm gonna build it, and I'm gonna become that pinnacle point. So, you know, like I said, I learned the algorithm of all platforms, learn how to market and sell, learn how to, you know, my competition was the problem. So and to beat the problem, then you become a solution. And once you become the solution, they bring the accolades. So that set me apart, and Street Legend apart from everybody else that's in San Antonio. Everybody rapping and doing music, but me as an executive producer, I have 2 platinum plaques with artists that I produce, and I got 2 of my personal records. My albums are they fighting for gold status right now. So once you become the solution, you sit down and learn. It's like you're a sports fan, you know, college football, basketball. You got a red shirt the first year. You got to learn to play. And when you get in the game, you know what I'm saying? You know the plays, you know the opposition, you know how to move. So that's how I kind of played it. So, but overall, hip hop and everything here in San Antonio is untapped resources. If people invest into San Antonio, they'll get their money back. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't got my money back from me just investing within myself in San Antonio. But then also, unlike back in the days, I got the internet by my side too, and I'm very prolific with the internet. I was surgical with it. You know what I'm saying? So, all that money coming back, and then my publishings, that's in my daughter's name, so she forever paid.
Word up.
Okay.
This is what's interesting though, like because I kind of compare your situation what we had going on here in Charlotte. Charlotte is, you understand how music works. Texas is loyal.
Yeah, exactly.
Texas is loyal to their own people and things of that nature. Like we mentioned Houston, like you can't outsell Houston artists in Houston. They guys that never left Houston and they just set for life.
That's why Slim Thug was said already platinum when he first came on his debut. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Charlotte is different, man. Charlotte feels like, yo, if that's the local guy, I really don't want to hear him. Like the baby is the exception to the rule, not the rule.
Yeah.
And not to knock the brother and stuff like that. I'm gonna sit here and say it. This ain't Cedric Bellamy from Legacy City and Street Legend saying this. This is me saying this.
Yeah.
I don't see it as being sustainable because of the type of music he making. Like a lot of times when we want to last, we got to be able to know how to rhyme for real.
Oh, you don't think baby cold?
He cold, but it's like I want to hear that. We remember Pac and Biggie and all these guys for a reason.
I mean, that's a lot of people said that's why I emulate. I don't say I emulate. I got that Pac sound. Like I'm like damn Cook, Pac, and Nipsey in one thing, but like the baby different.
Yeah,
I said the baby's different. Yeah. Like before the baby, let's be honest, who attacked their beat soon as it come on, intro and all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He got a quality that he stand out on. You know what I'm saying? You got to do. I mean, his marketing is impeccable. You know, and I guess he just understand. He got to be the first one. Then he got to be the first one in. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm quite sure flood out to Charlotte after he go through do what he got to do. They're gonna be other rappers. They're gonna give you that pop feel behind you. That's what you looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think his rhyme scheme. Nobody sound like the baby. You know what I'm saying?
What I find respectable about what y'all doing in Texas though is like okay, back to the same Charlotte example. Like what we do is we like to support the national artists, and then a lot of our people got to leave and come back. Like Jodeci, Anthony Hamilton, baby, they all got to leave the city and come back. Whereas like Atlanta or San Antonio, what you got is what you have built is, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
San Antonio artists that signed to in the San Antonio label, they get played on San Antonio radio, that's supported by people from San Antonio. And a lot of people in the Carolinas never got that. So that's what I'm saluting.
Yeah, so you know, and it's a slow process. It's catching on now. But you know what I'm saying? I had to build that. I had to make that impact. Because you gotta keep in mind, I'm not from this city. I'm not from here. So in 5 years, I only been here 5 years. So to accomplish what I accomplished and get the people on my side to rock with me, you know, is amazing. And how I did that, I started in the community. What I wanted to be everything I didn't have in my past. So we started putting media centers and studios in the community. Then I started going into schools and talking about music and making it and turning music into economic finance. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like money, so I got to make it make sense. So when the kids realize that Neo made more money than Beyonce, and to the left, they don't want to be a sing. They don't want to sing no more. They want to write the song and get the money. So when that happens, they go tell their parents about it. Then now they listen to Street Legend Nation Radio, and they may hear their big cousin on there. And now the kids are boom, 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 like, and so then like we do our top 10 countdowns and different things of that nature, where we take local artists from the tone or from around the world, do a top 10 countdown like Rap City in the Basement, and then have them perform at the end. So we just bring that old school back and giving that platform where they don't have to go and search. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I get a little resistance, but overall, I'm supported because we know we've been overlooked in the tone. Shit, I was overlooked in my own city. Granted, I was in the military, but my own city right now, they following the board, bringing artists up to the board. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's a beautiful thing. And eventually, San Antonio gonna break it wide open. It's gonna be a shock factor. I don't know if somebody gonna do a Down with the King mixtape and the whole Houston flood behind it or something, but I really think they're gonna break it wide open, without a doubt.
I can see it. I can definitely see that. So you mentioned kind of like, you know, where you made your impact in the community and everything. I'm gonna take you past that. So military, hip hop, two totally different things. So what was the bridge that leads you to where you was at to where you are now? What was the starting point?
Well, I always had to, you know what I'm saying, I'm a subject matter expert at hip hop. I'm gonna take a step further. Now, how can I be a subject matter expert in the industry independently? Right. So like even when I was in the military, I do shows. I got 10 years worth of emails and newsletters that I done built with fans and supporters over 10 years. So when music drop, it takes off. I still keep those people engaged. When I started the podcast in part and started my Facebook page and my Instagram and different things of that nature, it all coincided because they just watched me grow, they felt like. And overseas, you know, they treat music a little different than Americans do. You know, we want the next fly thing. They're gonna worship the They still on that. Nah, did you hear that bar from, you know what I'm saying? So 3 months, they still eating off that, like, and here we are, you know, 1 minute we like the baby, next minute we like Lil Baby, and now we back to Baby Cash Money. So our music attention span in America is a little different. And I think it's more appreciated overseas than in here with us. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the level you on? Because I've always tried to understand why. The only people I saw do this was like Ghostface and Nas, and I think it was Amy Winehouse or something like that. Like the recording with artists from the UK and things of that nature. Like it's just a whole nother dynamic.
It's another dynamic, and it's another financial. Here we go, economics again, right? So you wonder why Waka Flocka went to EDM, right? So, $1 million overseas is $2 million American money. Even though you sign a contract for $1 million, you go over there do your shows, and you do 3 nights a week, you know, you get $1 million a show. You know what I'm saying? You done brought $6 million back, even though although your contract say 3. The money currency is different. So to depend on when you swapping it over, that money and stuff, go over there. And then on top of that, with their radio spins and stuff, where it's like 0.5 here, it's 99 cents off top over there.
Yeah.
So you play a Drake record overseas compared to his performance right organizations, you know what I'm saying, and collecting from overseas or whatever, is a little different. The money, just that alone is just a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got ASCAP where you paying, then you got BMI, which is a non-profit, 501c3 going to get your money. They're going to collect every dime because, you know, they got to open their books. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with CSAC. Of course, with CSAC, you got to have, you know, you got to be invited or you got to really be pushing numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the economic, just the foundation of economics is a lot different. And then the appreciation of your music is a lot different. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, look at 6ix9ine. He blew up overseas before he blew up in New York.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was touring overseas before he came back to America. He was already big. He was already 6ix9ine. When we seen him, like he came out of nowhere. But you know, everybody overseas in the Euro country, they already, you know what I'm saying, 6ix9ine this, 6ix9ine that. It was like, what the world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Bro, Brother Bellamy, I got to go back to Street Legend, man, because I can't get that out of my head. That's one of them things I would have stole from you and said I thought of it first. So
yeah.
This popped up in your head and everything. What was the direction like from the beginning when you sat there and said, you know, this is the dream, this is the goal?
Man, Street Legend came back, man, because you know, in the South, for every church, there's a liquor store or a trap house. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like it was a devil triangle, church, liquor store, trap house. So you know what I'm saying? I always felt like, you know, for us communication between the reason why the church is failing to communicate and understand the streets, or why the streets are failing to communicate with the church. You know what I'm saying? We preach religion and street life, but we never preach entrepreneurship or how to get money together. We as a coach are the only one that fuss about the Bible while other coaches make money off the Bible.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you know what? Street legend. And I was like 12. I'm like, I'm gonna be preaching to the block, but it's all about getting that money and that ownership. And that was like when I was 12. I just didn't have the finances. And I'm from the family where they believe if you don't go clock in or go to college, you ain't gonna make it. They didn't really understand and push entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? So that generation kind of, you know, and no disrespect to that generation, because that's how that generation passed down. But you know, we had to break that curse. You know, I was the first one to graduate high school out my family. Once I got out of high school, I was like, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And became cultured and global and came back, and it's like, all right, Street Legend, we preaching to the block. That's why we say the movement is deeper than the music. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
So we just bridging that gap and giving that understanding.
That's kind of how it has to be, though. I mean, we I guess, make long story short, they did the best they could, and then it was our job to take it to the next level and kind of do things that they weren't doing.
Of course. But the difference of where they failed at, where they lost, it's no compromising. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where that generation failed at, where like with us, you know, I see these young guys come in and they running the internet. I'm not too old to learn. So like I'm sitting down with them and they sitting down with me like, what? This how this work? Boom, boom, boom. Because it's just like medicine. It's forever evolving. And if you either roll or get rolled over, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no in between.
It was tripping me out, man, because I sat here and said to myself, like probably about 6 months ago, I sat there and said, you give me Instagram in like 1998.
Bruh, that's what bruh. If you would have gave me Instagram when I was in the military, or bro, I would have bought my contract out.
I mentioned DJs. I remember I used to have to get in a car and drive from Charlotte to Atlanta, Georgia, which is 4 hours between the two cities, by the way.
Yeah,
kind of like y'all going to Houston. I had to drive to Atlanta, Georgia to hand pick some records to bring back with me. And now all you got to do is go online and just download somebody's catalog.
bro, it's crazy, right? It's just
Like
amazing.
this, I needed this years ago, and I'd already be sitting on what I wanted to be sitting on.
Yo, I heard what's my boy? My boy, is it Hit Boy? It was some new program came out. You remember you had to go back and buy all the equipment
Yeah.
and make beats and stuff. He like, bro, if I would have had this software when I was 20, I would have been a billionaire.
Yes.
I was just like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I just look back. I remember I was joking like when I used to record back in the day when you couldn't afford a big studio, you just had to buy like 8 tapes, cassettes,
Yeah.
and put them on 2 sides. So you rap your regular vocals. You can't mess up, or you have to do it all over. So you gotta be clean with your regular vocals. Take the blank tape and do your dubs.
Right.
Then take the other tape.
And we had like 4 tracks, and one of them took up, and one of them was just for the beat, and then 3 of them was taking up like audios and ad-libs.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It was I remember it was crazy, but I'm just like, man, it was crazy. Then the studio became software. When that happened, crap.
Right. So with Street Legend, I've seen management to some extent with you from what you're saying. I've seen artist development. I've seen all that. So would you consider yourself a label? Are you a management brand, or how would you like to be considered?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Street for when I became old enough to understand LLCs and how paperwork, I wanted my studio for my mental health. It wasn't never meant to be a platform what it is now. It was for me and my mental health, for me to get in there and do my thing. But the Bible says you're a human letter for somebody else to do better. You know what I'm saying? So, people coming in, then it just platforms. I was getting blessed with different things in here. So it would be selfish for me to keep it to myself. But however, we do act as the record label, and we do artist development. We don't you're not just gonna come in and record and think you just an artist. No, so we break it down to the T from the ground up. So you'll appreciate it once you get to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? From media etiquette, how to talk and how to handle media interviews, magazines interviews, how to develop your image, invest into your craft, invest into your project, your product, how to value yourself more. You know what I'm saying? And take more pride in your music, how to monetize your gift on all platforms, on all levels, on all angles. You know what I'm saying? To go to a bigger label with no negotiation numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On the jump. Then we have a management company that get your PR, help you with your PR, show you how PR is supposed to go. Handle, our management is for the weave out the snakes. Artists trying to book shows and they only get $100, but when you go through your manager, you done made 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's different things like that we're implementing, and then artists, a lot of the successes, if you back in the community and showing your face in the community and being impactful to the community gonna get that impact back when it's time for you to go do something. As I put my name on a flyer, I'm guaranteed to pack out the house, whether I'm hosting or whether I'm just featured on there. It's because I put that work in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my backbone of San Antonio, because I had to learn my demographics. You know what I'm saying? See what the problem was and become the solution.
How many artists do you have, and are you looking to sign more talent?
Right now, let me count. It's about 20. It's about 20 of us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's. But when you look at artists, I got like maybe 2 R&B singers. I have 3 rappers, including myself. I'm the executive producer, and then my platform, I hire producers to make money. Teach them like how splits go, how publishing deals go, how this goes. So I hire a lot of producers. I do have my in-house producers that do most of my production for my artists. But when we were and the young kids, 19, 20, and I know one guy probably kicking himself right now because I was trying to get him to do 50-50 to understand how you can forever get money, but he wanted that exclusive money right then and there, and no points and stuff on the end. The album messed around and did over 1 million. Now you're sick. You know what I'm saying? But these different things where you're trying to teach them learn long term. We're not taught learn long term. Long term money keep you afloat. Publishing is worth more than royalties. People don't understand the difference. So we are from the inside out, man. We trying to teach. I teach if you're willing to listen. I can't save everybody, but if you're willing to listen, I can make sure that you solidify it, and you can walk up and talk to you about music and be like, boom, 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 and you'll be like, oh snap. At least from conversation, just seem interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll make you want to listen to what they talking about on their music, what type of music, what format they got. You know what I'm saying? Is he a rapper or he's an MC? You know what I'm saying? Is he a songwriter or is he a composer? You know, those different things that make you pay attention if the conversation and presentation is right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is what I'm saying, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong
Go
and
ahead.
everything. Because once everything got into sports, I didn't see hip hop as much as I often that's my love, that's my heart, that's where everything started for me.
Yeah, definitely.
And everything. So, but am I wrong? I'm not seeing record deals anymore.
No,
Like Nas used to say the rap game is like the crack game, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, once I got a product and everything, and this product is selling, then all of a sudden I get on some consignment, somebody gonna come get me a better product so I can sell to more people and things of the nature.
Because record deals, some people still looking for record deals, but bro, they didn't learn how to monetize everything themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a record deal. And why would you want somebody taking money out your pocket for everything you do when you can just upload everything yourself and get 100% of your payments, 100% of your publishing? You can get it 100% of your endorsement deals without a record company.
Because if I'm right, I haven't seen anybody personally, and I could be totally wrong about this. I ain't seen nobody sign a deal since February of like 2020.
I mean, like, so when a lot of people signing deals, like, you know, I think the baby is with Interscope, if I'm not mistaken.
Like yeah.
So, but he ain't signed as an artist. It's a venture. It's a joint venture. You know what I'm saying? You partner together, but you ain't owning nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So these rappers and these artists as a whole then got so smart that the record label's hurting right now. You know what I'm saying? They just still want to feel a part of something, but the baby can't. Man, you know what would happen if Drake go independent?
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
I've been saying that. And like some of them legends, like I didn't understand why 8 Ball and MJG was still signing with Bad Boy.
Bruh, during that time.
And I love the 8 Ball and MJG.
Bro, 8 Ball and MJG it's just me because I'm biased because I'm from, I know a lot of people from Texas gonna feel a type of way. But 8 Ball MJG, UGK, then Outkast. That's how it fell in order for me.
Yeah.
Coming Out Hard went platinum without no radio play.
Right.
No advertising. That was the whole Swab House movement.
Right.
Then I heard UGK. And of course, me being from Georgia, when I first heard Andre on TLC, Sexy Crazy Cool album, at the end, he was the only rapper featured on there. And I was like, oh, them boys in the blow. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the order came out for me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, before them, I'm just doing duos right now.
I feel.
So, you know, I mean, even now, if they go buy their masters and their catalog, they'll bounce back if they financially struggling. I don't know if they're financially struggling, but I'm just saying, because a lot of artists don't even know what to do with their masters when they get them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't even know what they do with their catalog once they get them. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you mentioned the record label struggling. So in the case of like a 360 deal, that was just to recoup. Like you used to get some of your show money. Now we just gonna take 60% of everything.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Because back with that, the record label shouldn't even be touching your show money. You see what I'm saying?
True.
You got to pay them people back their money from their album sales. Right. You know what I'm saying? So your merchandise, your album sales and stuff of that nature, I get it. But show money, that's supposed to be all the artists. But when they, you know what I'm saying, when things just start, you gotta keep in mind, bro, they sued Napster in their 2000s. And Napster was ahead of their game with that streaming. They sued them. Nobody wasn't smart enough to be like, nah, fam, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But when Spotify came out, they got real smart. They're like, hell no, we're finna buy some shares. So they went and bought shares instead of making the mistake they made for Napster, right? So when the record label put your song out, of course you're gonna be on Rap, Caviar, and everything else of that nature because they own shares in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yet Napster, Dan Tidal, they still pay you the highest in residuals. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So. And Soulja Boy invented clickbait.
Bruh, I don't care what nobody say about Soulja Boy. That boy is a legend in his own right. He taught y'all how to make money off the internet.
He invented clickbait. Like I remember like seeing stuff on Napster and it was like click here to download 50 Cent new album. It would be him. Like, who is this? I'm looking for 50. But you ain't mad though, because I wasn't paying for it.
Exactly.
I never saw clickbait before I saw him do it.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I remember I was coming home from I was on R&R. I was on break. This was my first deployment, I think. First or second deployment. And whenever that Soulja Boy, whenever it came out, my little cousin, it was all on. I'm talking about when Soulja Boy wore the rubber band necklace. You know,
Yeah.
they got the Yummy deal and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, and she like, he's all over the internet. I was like, oh, he finna shut the. I said the record labels are done. If he got a deal, it's only a 1 album deal because they done. They done. He got negotiation numbers. This dude is, you know what I'm saying, going viral. And this when people trying to understand when like what the world record labels were done when Soulja Boy came out.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Like, you know what I'm saying? And producers knew that too. That's why they jump on certain things. Color Park don't gotta work hard no more. You had Hurricane Chris and Soulja Boy at the same time, and both of them were successful at the same time.
How do you feel about Apple Music? Because to a lot of artists, and myself included, I feel like that destroyed everything for everybody. Once I could go pay like a monthly fee of $9.99, just download whatever I wanted to, didn't that kill some of the game?
So that's so the difference between Apple Music and iTunes, right? So you forever streaming, you know what I'm saying? So when that people streaming that, it still count as a sale. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you pay a month, like keep in mind you're streaming.
Facts.
All you're doing is just keeping your streaming service going. So whatever album you choose to play on your playlist, that person is still getting paid. Whether on iTunes, they're gonna pay you $10 and iTunes gonna get half of that. You know what I'm saying? And they even got it to the point where, you know, now I stream 30 seconds on these digital platforms. On YouTube, you can pay for advertisement for 5 seconds. That's a single album sale. So when you listen to somebody instrumental for 5 seconds, then skip, those 5 seconds are over already. So that's a sale for them.
All right, so let's talk about your platform, because that's why we're here and everything. So your Legacy City, Street Legend. I got to keep saying Street Legend, man. That's the dopest thing I heard all day.
I appreciate it, man. Street Legend, baby, in the building.
So
yeah.
Yes, sir. So okay, we mentioned the beginning. We mentioned things of that nature. Do you have any projects coming up now that you need everybody to know about, or do you have any upcoming shows or?
Yeah, man. So we do a show called it's called Hookahs and Poets Open Mic every Wednesday at this place called Vibe. It's like it look like some 8 Mile stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's underground. What people do, they come and do R&B. They come and do spoken word. We have rappers come through, comedians come through, some celebrities, they'll come, you know, celebrity comedian in the other city, they'll come sneak in and do their thing, practice their new stuff. So we get a lot of exclusive stuff, right? Last week we just had Roy Till the North come down with Netflix, filmed in the studio and filmed at one of the actual shows. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty dope. I have 2 projects out right now. Let Me Vent is my first one that I came out with in December, because tackling that mental health, man, that was my way of getting everything out. I was quiet for like 5 years. I'm like, ain't no more crucifying me. I'm gonna fire back. So it's Let Me Vent, motivate yourself, and I got my new project coming out this summer called I'm Still Venting. You know what I'm saying? So all classic albums in my opinion. I know people hear that all the time, but like ain't no auto tuning and stuff. It's rapping. It's that MC and rapping on there. You know what I'm saying?
So you got them classics. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, classic, man. So I'm talking like, I'll put it like this.
Can I put it on and play it straight through?
Let Me Vent. You won't skip no tracks.
Got you.
Look,
I think the last time I did that was the recession.
I give you $50. You say I skipped the track on Let Me Vent.
I feel you. Because like
it's documented.
I was sitting there, man, and I was trying to think of something like the other day. I remember like I had to go to R&B stuff. Like I thought about the Chronic, but then I said, "Nah, look, Ghetto Boy." Like I did like.
yeah. I think Let Me Vent will I'm put like this. Let Me Vent did so well, and the music is so impactful. I had this producer by the Spaz Out Beats, right? And he produced for Fred the Godson, the Locks. I think he did some work for DMX, but pretty much he's from the Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. Sorry. He hit me in my DM like, bruh, what I gotta do to get you to rap on my tracks? That Let Me Vent crazy. You took a whole West Coast on that brain. Let's bring it up north real quick one time. EP. That's how cold that album was. You know what I'm saying? No matter what my content gonna be, you know what I'm saying, always gonna be, you know, that empowerment and like self-aware or whatever. And it is unapologetically black.
I hate to ask artists this, man, because I feel like it's putting them in a box, man. But you know, you always, especially in the Black community, we want to know who this brother sound like and everything. Like
Oh, I get it all the time. I get Tupac all the time.
Tupac. Okay.
If I get Tupac, I feel like I'm a, and people might get offended, but I'm not gonna put myself below no man, dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm a better punchliner, metaphor. You know, so I got what embodies an MC. You know what I'm saying? To some people's eyes, you know, for as you know, punchlines, metaphors, assembly, double entendres, all within one. I just got that projection, you know, that influence of him in my music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up off of, you know what I'm saying? Like from 1993 all the way up, you know what I'm saying? Even the
Right.
albums that I didn't like, they put them beats behind. I'm like, well, you know, so but
Are you? I know you're executive producing. Are you also laying tracks, things of that nature? Are you producing yourself?
yeah, as well. So I haven't done it in a long time because I didn't got so busy, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to my own projects, you know what I'm saying? I got one artist that I produced his whole album on YH. You know what I'm saying? He like the only artist that got like all like Legacy City stuff on there. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying, just hired producers and stuff of that nature. For beat makers. Let me just say beat makers. So every beat maker is not a producer.
How do we follow the grind? So are we looking for Legacy City on Apple Music?
Yeah, you know, Legacy City. Just type in Legacy City on all digital platforms for download my music, Legacy City. You'll see the Let Me Vent. It's funny because my homeboy said I look like 8 Ball. I look like MJG on the cover, so it won't be hard to miss. But Let Me Vent and motivate yourself. And you'll see Legacy City. It's spelled correctly, LEGACYCITY, Legacy City on all digital platforms. Instagram, Legacy_City_03. Cedric Bellamy on Facebook, Street Legend Nation on all digital on Facebook and Instagram.
Websites, phone numbers where people can get in contact with?
Definitely. Ben's line 706, because Georgia number, right, in Texas. 706-330-8669. That's my business line to Street Legend Productions, as well as www.streetlegend.com. You can reach me out as there as well. So we trying to cover all platforms, and also we give out scholarships. We call them scholarships, but we always give out scholarships and mentorships to up and coming artists who really want to learn how to be successful. For as you know, two things you won't be. You may not be famous, and you won't be broke. You know what I'm saying? But we'll teach you how to monetize and invest in yourself, to where if you do get a deal, they got to match your intensity.
I guess if I steal that Street Legend from you now, they're gonna know it's yours, right?
Yeah,
I can't walk around and say this mine.
Yeah, it's all on the internet now. Yeah, it's LLC, trademark, copyright, you know what I'm saying? So the thing, and I did it early too, because when I got out, you know, I used my little veteran pad. They did everything for me for free. So, you know what I'm saying? I got all my paperwork in line for it, man. You ain't the first person, they be like, yo, that's stick Street Legend is like, you know, so I just thank God for that vision. And then when people hear it, they be like, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the joint right there.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, man.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Bellamy, man. I learned a lot today. I feel like I'm smarter just from talking to you.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
You featured in Bam Guy Magazine, the inaugural episode.
I appreciate it. Shout out to Bam Magazine. You know what I'm saying? I saw my cover. I was like, okay, the suspenders hitting. You know.
Shout out to Toya and Jed, man. This is fun. I appreciate you so much, man. We got to. I know I kept you a little longer than I said I would and everything, but I got wrapped into the conversation and stuff.
Definitely. You know, you can hit my line, bro. You know, we can link up or whatever, man. It's an honor to even sit here, bro. What you do, yo, I appreciate you squeezing me in, man.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. Appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, man. Make something happen. That's a wrap. We appreciate it. Bam Guy Magazine, Cedric Bellamy, aka Legacy City, Street Legend. I had to throw that thing in there one more time, man. Street Legend.